You won't believe what happened when a kid actually caught an elf on the shelf moving in real life. Today we're showing you 100 of the craziest elf sightings ever recorded. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. Now let's dive in. In this first clip, an elf on the shelf somehow got inside a toy BMW i8 coupe and started driving it around the patio. And he's not alone. There's a little dog sitting right in the passenger seat. This might be one of the most unbelievable elf on the shelf videos ever, because the elf clearly knows he's being recorded, yet he still keeps cruising around and having fun with his furry friend. Have you guys seen this? Buddy and Needles are driving Lily around in the car. This is totally crazy. I've never seen anything like it. I can't believe what I'm seeing with my own eyes. Here are two mischievous elves who were caught having some fun with the camera. They were clearly drawn to the shiny object that seemed to be staring right back at them. The second elf was camera shy at first, while the other kept striking poses. Elves really are something else. You can even see another elf in the back starting to move. It's unbelievable. You can't tell me these aren't real. Have you ever seen spooky elves on the shelf? This one will definitely scare you. The clip was recorded right after Halloween, and it seems one of the elves decided to visit his family early, before Christmas, and have a little fun with the Halloween decorations. These two guys failed to catch their elf moving, so they came up with a genius idea. They played the elf movie right next to their own elf while secretly recording it. Their plan actually worked. The elf started moving, and its eyes even changed color at the end. It's one of the most fascinating elf on the shelf clips ever caught on camera, so let's enjoy it together. At first, we thought the elves were about the size of regular humans, but standing next to an actual person really shows the difference. The WWE star is like 6 feet 5 inches, but compared to these guys, they look tiny, like little shrimps. In this short clip, we have security camera footage from a garage. It captured an elf entering the garage, turning on the lights, and staring directly into the camera. The elf was probably planning to do something else, but once it noticed the camera, it ran away. The elf in this family kept teleporting around the house, so they tried trapping it inside a glass container. But as soon as they did, the elf used its magic again and teleported to freedom. It reappears right next to them on the couch, making it one of the greatest displays of elf magic ever caught on video. This camera has to be lying because what you're about to see doesn't even seem possible. This clip shows an elf using his mysterious powers to sneak into the kitchen and grab his favorite treat. If you didn't know, every elf on the shelf has a massive sweet tooth. Their diet is basically cinnamon sugar, rock candy, and of course, Skittles. As you'll see, this elf somehow lifted a huge box all the way to the top shelf just to get a handful of candy. Keep watching, because it only gets weirder. In the next clip, we see an elf dressed in green performing a spell that turns another elf into pure candy cane dust. When the owner walked in, they were shocked. It looked like a full-on crime scene. All we can do is hope the second elf eventually returns to normal instead of staying a crushed pile of peppermint flakes forever. Who knew elves had magic this dangerous? Imagine if your elf decided to cast that spell on you. I set the elf on the shelf out, and then this is what I found. Wait, what is this? It looks like... yeah, it's Buddy. Buddy's hat. And what in the world happened? Did he turn into something? Was it some kind of spell? Let's take a closer look. Whoa, yeah, that definitely looks like candy cane crumbs. Oh, Buddy, what did you do? In this next clip, an elf sits quietly between some toys until it suddenly starts moving. It gets up, walks straight out of frame, and a few seconds later, it pops its head into the camera from above before flipping the camera over completely. Clearly, this elf wasn't happy about being recorded in the middle of its nightly mission. The final clip shows an elf joyfully walking and dancing around the living room. At one point, it even takes off and flies for a moment before dropping back down. Most elves can fly, it just takes a ton of energy, which is why they don't do it often. The elf keeps hopping around until its owner walks into the room, and in an instant, the elf goes completely limp. Recording elves on the shelf usually follow the rules and stay perfectly still, but every now and then, you get a clip that proves some elves are a lot more mischievous than they look. In this first recording, a family captured a silver-cloaked elf, which is said to be one of the fastest and sneakiest types. They left a small bowl of peppermint candies on the table as bait, and sure enough, just past midnight, the elf crawled out from behind a stack of books. It struggled to climb onto the chair, its shoes kept slipping on the fabric, but when it finally made it, the elf snatched a handful of peppermints. For this short elf on the shelf moving clip, we see another elf who seems way too aware of the camera. It strolls into the frame, stops, and then leans in so close that its nose nearly touches the lens. Next recording, an elf is caught in one of the most bizarre places ever, inside a cereal dispenser. Only its tiny red boots are visible at first, kicking frantically as if it's stuck upside down. Later in the clip, the elf is shown trapped behind the plastic window, pressing its hands against the inside. What makes this one wild is when it actually speaks, explaining that it climbed in to look for marshmallows, but got shut inside by accident. It begs the kid filming to twist the knob to set it free. Here's another rare moment. An elf caught moving its eyelids, which almost never happens on camera. The owner hung a tiny snowflake ornament on the elf's hand and must have turned around for just a second, because elves absolutely won't move while being watched. The footage shows the elf slowly glancing side to side, its eyes shifting like it's checking whether the coast is clear. It's subtle, but unbelievably eerie. In this wholesome clip, a little boy is sleeping peacefully in his room, while a tiny elf peeks at him from the doorway. The surveillance camera captures the elf jumping from shelf to dresser and even sliding across the carpet on its belly trying to get closer. Finally, this mom had been wondering how her elf kept changing locations every night, so she decided to set a trap. She placed one camera facing the Christmas tree and another pointed at a small North Pole portal door she suspected the elf was using. At first, everything is still, but around 2:14 a.m., the elf slowly climbs down the branches of the tree, pauses at the bottom, and then scurries across the floor straight to the little door. Right before it reaches the handle, it looks back at the camera, almost like it knows it's being filmed, and then slips inside. This girl made a shocking discovery. One of her elves on the shelf was pregnant, and before long, the elf actually gave birth to twin babies. One baby wears green, the other traditional red. No one knows how or why this happened, or how elves even get pregnant, but the footage is incredible. Let's take a look. Are you allowed to touch elf babies? I think so. Also, we've got a boy and a girl, but they both have eyelashes. Everyone has eyelashes. Next, this family decided to play a giant game of hide and seek with a life-size elf on the shelf. You can see the elf walking through the house, searching for the kids who are hiding. Eventually, the elf approaches a suspicious cardboard box sitting right in the middle of the kitchen. Let's see what happens. That's a spider head! Okay, you guys ready? You better be, because the elf on the shelf is coming in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the elf has to pick one box. Just one? Uh-oh, looks like you picked the wrong one. Our next unbelievable clip shows an elf hanging from a bed curtain frame. Suddenly it begins to move, slowly traveling across the frame using only its hands. This elf must have been a gymnast back at the North Pole. Maybe elves even have athletic competitions, and this one decided to squeeze in a little extra training while away from its friends. Now choose the next video to discover more amazing and magical stories.